As President Trump battles to secure our southern borders, the cost of illegal immigration continues to spiral out of control. And as One America's Pearson explains, it's set to cost Americans trillions.
For many Americans, immigration, and specifically illegal immigration, tops the list as one of our nation's biggest problems. And it's easy to see why. Illegal immigration costs the United States more money than most people could possibly imagine. Not millions, not even billions, but hundreds of billions every year. For over a year now, One America News has been tracking the cost of illegal aliens on the American taxpayer, and it's staggering. Keep in mind, there are no 100% accurate, exact, to-the-dollar figures for these statistics. The fact is, the government doesn't keep them, and even if they did, it's clear the media wouldn't share them. In fact, Democrats have done everything in their power to make sure these numbers stay buried. So our numbers are the best estimates available, gathered from the data compiled by numerous independent groups. So let's dive in. How did we do in 2019? Last year was a record-breaking year for illegal immigration, with President Trump battling Democrats and even Republicans to fight off the biggest surge in immigration since 2007. In all, a staggering 1.2 million illegal aliens crossed our southern border in 2019. That number is taken directly from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection website. Their year in total came to some 811,000. Then we used information from the Institute for Defense Analyses, which found that roughly one illegal successfully escapes into the U.S. for every two that are caught. That means over 400,000 illegals successfully managed to sneak across our border last year and are now living comfortably somewhere in the United States. That comes out to about 1,100 illegals escaping into America every day in 2019. So then that raises the question, how many illegals are actually in the United States? Well, the commonly cited figure is somewhere between 10 to 11 million. But despite clear evidence from the Border Patrol and the annual documented arrival of some 200,000 to 500,000 illegal aliens every year, that number of 10 to 12 million hasn't grown since 2005. Meaning, despite nearly 500,000 illegal aliens arriving every year, media outlets like CNN and the New York Times insist the total number of illegals in America hasn't changed in 15 years. Well, that didn't add up to One America News, so we did some checking. After looking at data from several sources, including the Federation for American Immigration Reform, also known as FAIR, the Center for Immigration Studies, and research from Yale and MIT, the result was shocking. According to the best estimates, there are now nearly 27 million illegal aliens living in the United States. And when you factor in childcare, education, healthcare, medical, social programs, and welfare benefits for 27 million people, it costs the American taxpayer $275 billion a year to take care of them all. That's $760 million a day. Think about what else we could be spending that money on. By comparison, President Trump's request for a $5 billion wall doesn't seem like much. Using these estimates, Trump's wall would only need to stop 3 to 4% of illegal aliens in the next decade to completely pay for itself. And these are just the numbers from last year. If you project those costs forward, in the next 5 years, illegal aliens are set to cost Americans $1.5 trillion. In 10 years, that figure doubles to $3.1 trillion, and those are just the illegals who are already here. Never mind all the newcomers who will arrive during that time. You can argue the figures all day long, but the point is that these numbers from OAN and from President Trump are reasonable estimates pulled from numerous independent sources. Going forward, One America News will continue tracking these numbers this year to provide Americans with the best information about exactly how big a toll illegal immigration is taking on our country. And whether you say it's 100 or 300 billion a year, illegal immigration remains a serious issue, one that also costs the lives of innocent Americans. And it won't be solved if we try to paint over it and pretend it's not a problem. Until we, as Americans, address this issue head on, it will continue to get worse and will hold back not only the United States, but those who wish to come here and be a part of our great nation as well. For One America News, I'm Pearson Sharp.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.